Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about another React hook, which is useEffect. In the previous video, we talked about the use state, which lets you keep track of any data changes in your code. On the other hand, useEffect lets you call a piece of code as a side effect. So let's say if you want to make a fetch call whenever your page loads, or you want to make a fetch call when you click on a button, you use useEffect. So as I stated, that useEffect lets you call a piece of code as a side effect. So let's look at an example. Here I have some starter code. Let me increase the font size for you guys. So here I'm just using useState. We do not have useEffect as of now. And I have 3 buttons. And on every click of the button, we'll just set the content type to, let's say in case of post, we'll set it to post. In case of users, we'll set it to users. And for comments, we'll set it to comments. If you do not know how to use useState, please go and watch my video on the useState. Now let me show you guys what this code is doing right now. So let me just grab it for you. Okay, so this is the code right here. So if I click on posts, it says posts. If I click on users, users. If I click on comments, it says comments. Okay, here we are printing the content type. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the useEffect hook. So first we'll need to import it, and the syntax for useEffect is you write useEffect, and then you pass in the piece of code that you want to call here, and then there is a dependency array. Now what happens is, in case this dependency array is empty, this useEffect will be called exactly once. Okay, and I can show it to you guys. So let's say if I just type in console.log hello world, and if I just refresh it and let's inspect it, and let's go to console. So you see, okay, we're seeing it twice, but the thing is that in the development mode, it shows the console statements twice. So how you can change it, you can go to the main.jx and you can just remove this strict mode, and now if I refresh my page, you can see the console statement is printed exactly once. So it shows that your useEffect is only running once in case of the dependency array being empty. Now what happens is, let's say you want to call this useEffect based on the content type. So what you'll do is you can pass the content type here. So anytime this content type changes, useEffect will be called, and also this will be called at the first time when the page is rendered as well. So now if I just refresh the page, you will see hello world is still being printed. Let's clear it, and if I click on posts, now you can see hello world being printed again. If I click on users, you can see again. And if I click on comments, you can see it third time being printed. If I click on comments again, it won't print it because the content type still remains comments. Okay, so that's how you actually use useEffect. But let's call some piece of code as a side effect of this content type being changed. So what we'll do is we'll call an API and we'll set the posts and users and the comments. Okay, so I have this API call. So let me grab it for you guys. So there's this API which gives you a fake dummy data, and we have some endpoints here. You see this /posts gives you 100 posts. Similarly, comments will give you 500 comments, and then we have users which will give you 10 users. So we're going to use this, and these are the routes for that. So let's go to our code and make a fetch call. Well, let's do one thing. We already have this here, so let's just copy that, paste it here. We'll remove this, and we're going to pass the content type because that's what the route expects. So we'll say content type here, and also we'll need to save this content somewhere here. So what we'll do is we'll create another variable. Let's call it items, set items, and then we'll have useState. And what we'll do is, instead of printing this, we will pass it to set items. Okay, and after we print the content type, we will just print our items, whatever is in the item. Okay, let's call the index as well, otherwise it gives you a warning that the key is needed. Okay, so wait, oh sorry, let's say json.stringify, and then we'll pass the item, and here we'll pass our index as key. Okay, so let's close this tab. Okay, I don't know what this error is, but let's see if our code works fine. You can open the network tab as well to see if it makes the call or not. So at first time it makes a call, but it makes a call to this because our content type is initially empty here. Okay, so this is not a success, but yeah, it does make a call because useEffect is called exactly once when the page loads. Now if I click on posts, it makes a get call to the post endpoint, and you can see the posts being printed here. Similarly, if I click on users, you'll see users being printed here, and comments, you can see the comments being printed here. If I click on users again and again, it doesn't matter because the content type is not changing, so it doesn't make another call, and you can see it in the network tabs as well. So if I click on user again, nothing happens. If I click on post, it makes exactly one call, right? So this is how you use the useEffect hook, and you can have as many dependencies as you want. So let's say if I had another dependency, if I wanted to call it based on items, so it will work as well. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many dependencies you want to have in this dependency array. Okay, so that was it for this video. I hope you guys understood what useEffect is used for and how it is used. Drop in the comments below if you have any questions. See you guys in the next video.